very similar to how dandelion spreads its seeds around. Throwing the feathery seeds like this. I think, as it was already mentioned by Anthony, that the fame comes, or let's say the audience are totally, appreciating the idols and the people that show up in the movie. But I think, if I may add to that, the font of certain movies, and let's say whenever it's a Rajini movie, the very dotted, perforated, shiny font which reads Rajini. Yeah. That adds so much to the fame. I myself have been there. My father has been there. Both of us, matter of fact, I became a Rajini fan because of my dad. Because both of us have watched Padayappa and Basha ample amount of times. I can't just tell you how it is. I think that applies to many other films. I think when we zoom out from the geographical position that we're talking about right now, which is India, especially South India, and I'll expand about that much more when it comes to international films. Yeah, that's what it is about. I think that's what Swetlana Boym is also talking about.
In her theory about nostalgia.
Absolutely.
I mean, she talks about both recreational memories as well as the reflective nostalgia.
Yeah.
And the reflective nostalgia is exactly what the film re-releasing gives to its audience.
Yeah.
As I said, the old viewers, the old people the older generation people who have seen these films before, they might reminisce the kind of experience they had in a theater while watching it in television. Like the whistling, the hype, like the crowd itself. That's a different energy, and they are reminded of how they were in their younger days, and they are given another chance to experience that in that same atmosphere. And for that same hero that they used to worship. I mean, that's the kind of fandom we have over here. Whether it's Rajinikanth in Tamil Nadu or Mohanlal in Kerala, it's that kind of fandom we have. It's practically worshipping an idol over there.
So I mean to
go ahead.
Yeah. So since you brought this nostalgical idea, I mean like the idea of nostalgia into it, so you asked the question like, is the celebration different from the older generation and the newer generation? It's not different. So the celebration remains still. The ideals, they are still being worshipped, okay, by the later generation and the current generation. So as you also mentioned, that the idea of nostalgia, going to a theatre on a first day, first show, and wanting the same experience to be felt again. And there is this one more idea where, as our friend Gautam mentioned, we watch our parents and we grow up, and the idea is transferred from them to us. So we watch them in a TV. Okay, we watch a film, a superstar. For instance, Padayappa. We'll take the example of Padayappa again. We watch it in a TV, and we want the experience in the theater. Okay, it's that thing. So. It's theater. I mean, theater itself is something which is very transcendental. Which is, I mean, like you don't feel about anything else. You just care about the movie. You are taken there. This thing can't be given in a small dabba. I mean, in a TV.
I mean, I still remember how. Are you familiar with the actor Bourdieu?
Yeah.
He's a Malayalam and Kerala actor.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So the Prema film, it got re-released recently, and I still remember when it got released in the 2015-16, if I'm not wrong. I still remember watching it in a television first, but then I started thinking how I missed watching it in a theater. I mean, that year the hype that film had over the young people in Kerala, I can still remember seeing people wearing black shirt, black dhoti, roaming the streets in groups. Okay.
Yeah.
The songs in that film, it was used for many festivals, many cultural festivals in schools and colleges. The hype was different, and to see that film being re-released and to be able to go back and watch it in the theater, it was a different experience altogether. It was very similar for another film. As I said, Mohanlal is very similar to Rajinikanth in Kerala. His fandom is very similar to that.
Yeah.
And his film Spadikam got re-released. It got remastered in 4K. It got re-released. And it was released, the kind of hype it got was high. Like, it was way better than the original release that time. And I asked about the Gilly film re-release,
Right.
how it was different from the original release. It was the same for Swadikam as well. And the thing that I noticed in that theater re-release was that I have already seen that in my laptop as well as in my television many times, like many times. I'm fan of the fight scenes that's happening in that film, and actually the one of the main fight scenes in that film is shot in my ancestral place.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I have that kind of personal connection to that film. as
Makes
well.
sense.
So while watching the film again, I noticed a few things, that there were a few things that was edited out, and there was this difference in how it's shown. Like it kind of felt more clear in a sense, and there were many background scores that was absent in many scenes in the older version compared to the re-release film. And that got me thinking, like, how the re-release of a film, an old classic, gives its director or its writer a new chance to correct things or add things that they thought, okay, I could have added that as well to the film. I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Actually. So yeah, the same happened with this movie. I guess. What is this Hindi movie acted by Dhanush? Tere Ishq Mein?
There's a Hindi movie by.
Attangire. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But there is this Dhanush movie. It got re-released actually. In the I'm not sure. I haven't watched the movie, but I came across on the social media that the re-release was edited with AI,
Okay.
where Dhanush in the end he dies or something. I don't know.
okay.
But with the help of AI, they have shown the movie ending like he opens his eyes and the movie ends.
Oh.
It's like that.
Was
Like-
it a recent film?
Yeah, it's not the reason film. Not
No.
Tere Ishq Mein. I mean, I'm getting back to the Tere Ishq Mein only, but not that one.
Okay.
There is a older Hindi movie of Dhanush.
Okay.
In that movie, he dies in the original version, but the re-released version,
He
he
opens his
comes alive.
Oh.
With the help of AI, they have changed it. So when you said that, so I remembered this.
Yeah, I mean, bringing back all films to the current technological era. Like, we are talking every day. We are talking, even in our class, we are talking about how AI might take over the world.
Yeah.
How AI is being used in many things today, and even our sir was talking about how AI is taking over many of the conventional jobs. It might take over conventional jobs, and we'll have to be creative.
Yeah.
And we are seeing right now the old films that we are very, very familiar with being created in a different way, given a different turn to it, and it's a new experience for the older generation as well.
Yes.
And I'm saying new experience with the confidence that I'm sure the older generation, if they are a fan of the classic, like let's say the Swadikam, as I said, I have personal connection to that film. I have watched that film numerous times. I'm familiar with many scenes in that film, and seeing, as I said, watching it for again in the bigger screen, I am noticing many different things that were absent earlier.
Cool.
And
yeah.
some
Can you explain this missing thing? What's been missing?
like there is this one scene where the camera angle is shown close to a cycle wheel, okay, and the cycle is moving. And in the older version, we are only seeing the cycle's wheel going round and round, and we can hear that cycle voice, that old cycle sound,
The creaking sound.
that creaking sound. So that's there in the older version, and the new release, it's showing there's a background score added to that instead of just the cycle wheel sound. I mean, it's two different experiences actually. Just the cycle sound gives one realistic experience, and the background score added version gives us a different experience. And so many such things are there, and there is also this film, Mohanlal film itself, Devaduta. It's a Malayalam film. It's an old classic film, and the unfortunate thing about that film in the original release was that it got released. It has a good story. It has many good songs. The film is basically about music, songs, and so on. But the thing that happened was the story in the film, it was kind of lagging a bit. There were many scenes that could have been removed, and it got re-released.
Okay.
And it was re-released because of the fandom that throughout the years the film collected. The different scenes, and as I said, the different songs. Are you familiar with Endaro Mahanubavu? It's a song.
I feel like
I think that, I might have come across
Yeah.
this.
So throughout the years, this song has been used in many Insta reels.
Yeah,
Background.
I was about to say this. Yeah, I have heard it
Yeah.
in social media.
That's one of the thing that social media has done to the film industry. They use different songs as backgrounds, and the song goes viral. And through that, the film scenes come up as memes and reels, and then the film gets its what?
Exactly. Yeah.
So the fandom it gets, and
Yeah.
Devadutan was such a film which was basically a flop when it was released at first. But then throughout the years, it got its fandom. The people recognized the different scenes, the depth. It had a very good story. It had its depth. People recognized its depth, its songs. The songs got many fans, and then the film was re-released. The re-release version had many scenes edited out from it. Many scenes that were not necessary for that. Many scenes that seemed unnecessary, or which practically created that lagging feeling. And the re-release version was very good. The songs, I loved the songs even before I never saw the film completely before the original release. Okay, before that, I never saw that film. I have only heard that song. It was there, always there in my Spotify playlist. But watching it again in the full form, instead of just particular clips, the film as a whole was a different experience. But for me, I am watching it for the first time, and I am hearing about this lagging problem, the unnecessary scenes from the older generation. I am able to see them enjoying it completely. Like, I can see the kind of, should we say, relief that such a film gives to them. That they are able to appreciate it more. They are happy that the film is giving them a new experience, a better experience to say, and they are happy with that. I was able to watch them and the film together in that big space. So that's one of the things the current technology, the progressing technology, is contributing in a sense to the film industry and the older films, which should have its own dedicated fandom.
I think I was about to mention that as well, about this, let's say, I don't think sporadic would be the best word to define such fragmentation of memory, but I would say, let's say it is very similar to how dandelion spreads its seeds around, throwing the feathery seeds like this, and then it spreads all over, and then it reaches people from different places. And it's not just the entire movie that is set out to be released, and it brings people together, old and young. People have already watched it, and people are watching it for the first time. It's not just that. I think such sense of dispersion is also something that helps people to retain all of their nostalgic memories as well. And given that you were talking about audio, I think audio contributes a lot.
It does.
Yes, yeah. Given that we were also discussing a bit of Rajni before, I think the movie Basha does it the best, because I think the tapping of his shoes when he walks.
Yeah.
Talk about the entire movie. I know. Talk about the entire movie. That is one thing, but then his tapping and the sound produces. That is something else.
I mean, it just merges in
It's a key significance. It become an icon for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even
Something.
today.
Yeah,
Please.
go ahead.
Even today, Anirudh is using that music. Anirudh is using all those things when we speak about nostalgia. I mean, nostalgia as in like the recent movies of Rajni. The ideas have been taken from Basha movie actually. For instance, the Coolie movie's flashback scene.
Okay.
It felt like Basha's, like the flashback, like the grey shade.
The grains.
Yeah. Same goes with the music.
The port scene, right?
Yeah,
The port
yeah.
scene.
Mm.
So it was like that, and it became an icon. Sorry if I'm.
Yeah, no, it's fine, totally fine. I think this is where the idea of commoditizing any sense of emotion or any sense of
Nostalgia.
re-memory or nostalgia we have towards films or specific things about the film also enters the frame that we're talking about it right now. You see, anything can be commoditized, and by commoditized, I mean not just overtly commoditized as you just put some amount of money on the tickets and then you're raising the amount of tickets, or let's say based on how many people come to watch it, you lower or raise the value of the tickets. It's not just about that. It's about let's say analyzing what needs to be commoditized properly. So let's say they find out that anything that's nostalgic for people, and if it is brought back again, I think commoditizing that might give them much more revenue in return than bringing something new. I think that's how it works.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about the gap COVID put in the industry,
Yes,
and
yes.
that was negated by the re-releasing films. But then commodification is also another factor.
Yeah.
We were talking about nostalgia, and cashing it out is
Yeah,
another way that
yeah.
they can make money.
Absolutely.
And I think re-releasing old films is a better way. I mean, the film is already there, the shooting is already done, the marketing is already done in the original release thing. The fandom is already there, the heroes, the hype they already have. Even if the film was a flop at that time, like the Devadutan film that I said, that I was talking about, over the years it already got its own separate fandom. And
Become a cult classic.
yeah, cult classic. It became a cult classic, and the foundation is already there. All they have to do is process the film and then release it.
Did it get hit? Sorry, but did it get?
The re-release version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It went like a hype.
Matter of fact, I think I would love to inject the phrase pseudo-individualism here because by definition the phrase means, let's say, it would place a certain individual at a certain pedestal based on what their social taste is. And by social taste, I mean the aesthetic sense of what they're consuming.
Yep.
And also on what are they cashing their money on. I think cultural commodification works in that way as well.
Like, can
So,
you give an
yeah,
example?
absolutely, yes. So let's say a very general example of this would be to say that somebody who has watched Padayappa, somebody who has watched any other cult classic. Matter of fact, have you guys watched Godfather?
Yeah.
Zooming out a bit.
I have watched it, but it's been a very long time.
Okay,
I
cool.
remember it very well.
Okay.
It's somewhere around class 4, 5, I don't know.
Have you guys watched Whiplash?
I haven't.
Okay.
No.
Have you guys watched any of the Star Wars franchise?
No.
Forget about the later releases and the sequel, but the original trilogy. Have you guys watched Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Right.
Harry Potter.
Okay. See, we have familiar grounds, but you guys still are lacking what needs to be spoken of when we come into Star Wars, Godfather, Whiplash. So movies like that. See, we already have a very distant recognition between us. If I talk about Godfather, and I'd say that I'm much more into that Italian, Sicilian, or Americo-Italian mafia movies and all of that. Or let's say a sci-fi space bounty hunting or planet capturing and all of that from Star Wars. If we look at all of that, I think people who have watched it would definitely differentiate themselves from people who have, let's say, a very bit of a different social aesthetic taste in movies. You guys have watched Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Harry Potter because it's much more in fantasy. And it's got nothing to do with science fiction. Whereas Star Wars, you guys have not watched it. I watched it as well. It's not just a, let's say, a genre differentiation, but it is also something that divides you in the very way you communicate with the society. So I think that's another thing. That's where pseudo-individualism comes in.
That's a very good point that you brought the idea of taste, the culture of taste.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, let's have this superstar to our conversation because we all know how this Padayappa and Bhasha worked in our Tamil society, especially South India. I don't know about India, but in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, it was huge. Like we talked about it, but let's not go there. Let's talk about the taste of the people. So, talking about Paranjit, you guys know Paranjit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The director of
Yes.
Sarpata Madras.
Yes.
Yeah. So he took a movie called Kala and Kabali. Okay, it's with
Rajinikanth.
Yeah, it's with the superstar Rajinikanth, and people did not like it.
Okay.
It's because the movie Kabali is because of it's about the people who are migrated, especially the people who are marginalized who are migrated to places like Malaysia. Malaysia.
Malaysia.
So it talks the internal politics of how these migrated people is surviving and how they got their leader. I vaguely remember the movie. I'm so sorry, but the story is this. Okay, same goes with. It's also nice that you brought Godfather inside. Yeah, it's a gangster movie, and
Mafioso, Sicily, America,
and we should not forget the politics. Now coming back to Kala. So Kala, it's this Don, whose name is Kala, and the internal politics of Dharavi, especially Mumbai.
Okay.
So he's a hero from a marginalized background, and people could not accept it.
Okay.
That's where the taste comes in. They liked a film like Basha, they liked a film like Padayappa, they liked a movie like Annamalai, but people did not like the Kala or Kabali.
That's a very interesting.
So here the culture of taste again. The hero is same. The mass introduction to the Tamil cinema. The music. Talking about the music, it was top notch. Nirupura songs.
I love that. I love that song.
It was equal to Basha's theme. It's like Nirupura, and everybody went crazy on it. But when they saw the movie, it disappointed them. But why is this discomfort came? I mean, where did this discomfort came from? And that's where we have to appreciate Gautam for bringing the culture of taste. So to Gautam, can you please talk about it?
Absolutely. I think it's the point where I brought cultural taste was from, let's say, if at all we're talking about Indian movies or Tamil movies, and if at all a person is choosing a particular movie over something else. So it's about what makes you an Indian. And that very film catering to another very particular need which zooms in on their identity and constructs them as, let's say, what makes you a Tamilan, what makes you more Tamilan than a person who has not watched Padayappa, than a person who has not watched Basha. So how does watching that movie contribute to one's identity? That's what I was talking about. I think that's another very different take, as well as a very appreciable take on what you were talking about. Right.
Like being able to watch such a movie, such a classic, labels us with or connects us to a community of people that we can be part of.
Yes, it's a community of people who are watching certain movies and them being a part of it, and then them identifying themselves as
certain characters.
Yes, not just certain characters. Absolutely yes. But the entire community would also say that we are a people of a very let's say aesthetically active community where we watch Tamil cult classics. So where we watch Tamil classic films, and anything else that comes out of that is none of our business. I think much of the ignorance or much of the hate that the Kala movie got was one because of that, and another because people were not very much appreciable of how the movie was portraying a different community.
I mean, for me personally, I can feel that separate space kind of.
Yes,
Even here, while you guys are talking about Godfather, I haven't watched Godfather.
I want to watch it. A different space.
I'm still with you, Joshua. I don't remember Godfather. It's been very long time. It's been some 15 years, if I'm not wrong. It's like a very long time. It is.
Please add me in. I'm reading the book. I've watched the movie 2 times. I would love to watch it again. Yes.
Yeah,
that makes me want to watch the movie again.
I mean, I think the sociologist Pierre Bourdieu he also talked about the cultural industry. He talked about the cultural industry, and he also talked about the cultural awareness.
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong, cultural awareness, such
habitus.
Habitus. He also talked about habitus, the different spaces that we ourselves create.
Absolutely, yes.
From separate from the general norm, we are separate in our own sense. No, as you said, the aestheticism that also connects to it.
Our where do we come from? Selects our taste. I mean, that's what habitus is. If I'm not wrong, if you come from a
social space.
Social. I mean, if I'm from a very comfortable, privileged social space. I know this. I mean, let's take this as an example. We are here. We are well dressed, and we have this thing. we have, I mean,
We are having this
we are
conversation.
having this conversation about Harry Potter, about Godfather, about Kala, or everything. It's from the space we come from.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with Tamil movies. It's because I'm from a very Tamil, typical Tamil family which watches only the Tamil films. Yeah, and talking about Gautam, he is from a background where he's very familiar with English movies. He grew up with, if I'm not wrong, he grew up with English movies.
Absolutely, because one, it's my grandfather's viewpoint of what caters as, let's say, American cult classics or Western cult classics in
Yeah.
general. I wouldn't have been introduced to Godfather or any other
Cult classic
specifically
films.
well-made cult classic movie if it were not for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's habitus, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm also feeling that we can create a space within a space within a space.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
As you said, we three of us we came together for this discussion because we are familiar with the film culture, film industry. We are interested in that, and that is an interest group. That is one space.
Yeah.
Then there is this space where we are familiar with Tamil movies, South Indian movies.
Yes.
Then within that space or above that space, there is this space of Godfather, of Star Wars, which I am not a part of. So we are creating a space within a space within a space. It's a collection. It's a concurrent space.
Yeah.
That
Makes
that
sense.
exists at the same time. That's
I love the idea, Joshua, because it's very new to me. I'm not very good at English study, but what you're saying here, it's like, we are creating a space within a space within a space, like that, yeah.
The beauty is that it exists at the same time, but it's separate from each other in some sense.